and how one woman said, like, aging, you only got two options. You either age or you die. Okay, so if I'm going to choose to age, I get to control the how by which I am aging. I get to control what my life experience is going to be like as I'm aging. And I probably should have been done adjusting myself before this started, but I'm not editing it out because we family now. Like, I see you every day. Like, I literally see you every day. So thank you for rocking with me. Welcome back to another Rich Life Daily Check-In. I'm coming to you with the real life, real raw, real gems. And my day was full. So happy Friday to you, and happy whatever day of the week it is whenever you're catching in and catching up on these videos. But today was specifically important because I had a meeting with a woman who I know, because of how I'm starting to allow myself to be visible. A lot of people that know me in the community and have known me before, they are now reaching to connect with me. I no longer participate in the I want to pick your brain. It is now a consultation. You need to book a session with me, and it's always when you're ready. But it's like children sometimes, right? Where you see the children and they have this money in their pocket and they're like, I'm going to pay for this myself. And you know that they don't have the capacity to pay for it. Like, they have $5 and they're like, I'm going to buy this $35 thing myself. And so you have to supplement their money for the transaction to go through. That's literally my experience as of late. Not because people aren't of value, but I realize that the more that I show up, the more that I am visible, I am a signal and sigil of hope, a sigil and visual and signal and vibration of abundance and frequency. I am the real life. Like, there's no stimming or anything behind here. There's no medications that's making this go. This is pure. You are watching me in real time be on purpose. So that connection was cool. And one of the questions that she asked me was, how did I get this whimsy? Because when I have meetings with people, like, I am very, as social as I am, I'm also as shy and introverted. And, like, I don't necessarily want to say I'm shy, but I can be shy. Or I really don't have much to say, even though what am I doing? I'm talking for a living. I'm speaking for a living. And so this is cool to be in, to learn about myself. I realized, like, a lot of people are like, oh, she's quiet. But then when you get to know me, you're like, no, she's a chatty Cathy, right? You're here with me every day. And so she asked me, how did you get to this whimsy? Because I was telling her, like I was telling y'all, I was laying there smoking a cigar and on a random Tuesday, 2 p.m. in my backyard. And I'm like, what the flying, what am I doing? Freaking out. I need to go back to corporate. I need to do this. I need to do that. But the truth is, we just really need to keep showing up. The thing that I keep telling everyone, you, my sister friends, those, my clients, is regulating your nervous system. So when that fight, flight, or freeze comes up in your body, and that old programming is trying to shift you back into your old identity, no, it is time for you to break up with that old identity and continue on this journey forward. Right before coming on to record this video, because I realized, I was like, damn, all day went by and I did not check in with the Rich Life Collective. I was watching this video about people in aging, and how one woman said, like, aging, you only got two options. You either age or you die. Okay, so if I'm going to choose to age, I get to control the how by which I am aging. I get to control what my life experience is going to be like as I'm aging and as I'm becoming. I get to decide and create those experiences. And these were seniors who were in New York, in like metropolitan. It was like from a fashion channel. And so as I keep becoming and growing and becoming the more of who I am, I'm like, this is it. oh my God, I'm living in and on purpose. I'm living a life that I can't explain to people. Life is an adventure. I'm going with this whimsy. So back to my question, right? Did y'all see me squirrel? The answer is radical self accountability, radical self responsibility, radical self love, where you are prioritizing yourself over everything. And guess what? Just like learning to ride a bike, you're going to have the training wheels. You're going to fall off to the side. You might fall off to that side. You might fall off to the other side. But either way, you are becoming the best version of yourself and you're finding your flow, which means you may mishandle certain relationships. You may mishandle certain things. But the key is you're learning. You can't develop social skills, interpersonal skills, and experiences if you're not engaging and interacting with people. And sometimes it's not just about avoiding conflict, but just choosing and setting up the boundary. Like I told you guys, there was a few weeks ago where I had a family member who called me like multiple times and I did not answer and sent me the text. I'm like, bro, it's not a fucking emergency. That's a boundary. But the boundary isn't for them, it's for you, right? So in my A Rich Life affirmations, and I keep saying I got shit coming, but every time I'm talking to y'all, spirit is like, yep. Time for a new affirmation album. So that's already streaming. A Rich Life Affirmations is streaming. I need to go ahead and put that in the description box below. So that'll be there for you. But boundaries are for you, never for others. That is for you to ingrain within yourself, because the boundaries are there to teach you how to operate. They are your interpersonal skills and rules and regulations and standards of how you're showing up in the world and how you're connecting. So the other aspect of this too is I was talking to my daughter about how she's showing up in the world. And it's not that we don't care about what people think of us. And I said this in my meeting earlier. It's that we want to consider the impact that we have on people. But when you say you don't care, it's not that you're not caring. It's that you're not internalizing other people's opinions. You're not internalizing other people's thoughts. You're not accepting other people's truths about you as law. You take it into consideration. You assess it based on what you're measuring yourself against. Another thing too that happened today, which I'm going to remind y'all, is controlling your consumption. Today, I was in a conversation with a loved one, and I don't really watch the news, but I know when news reaches my ears, I need to hear it. I know that when news reaches my ear or it comes to me, it's something that I need to hear, because I share with you all the time that I am in this world, but of this world. I carry myself and I live on a certain frequency where my resting frequency is abundance. My resting frequency is everything always works out in my favor, for my favor. Everything always works out in my favor, for my favor. I am always consistently guided in every single thing that I do. So because I'm living this way in that capacity, when bad news, like the lady from The Wiz, where she's like, don't bring me no bad news. Like, don't bring me no bad news. But I listened to it, and the mental state, like, this is how you know, this is not a bashing of any gender or anything, but it just is what the fuck it is, right? The demise of the patriarchy is sending so many men into a spiral that they are kidnapping, harming children, hurting women, hurting their wives, hurting their mothers. So the 3 different articles that came to me today was a man who kidnapped and harmed a child, unalived her. A man who unalived his wife and then unalived himself. Then a young man who unalived his mother and then unalived himself. Like those 3, I had to recalibrate before I was working with my Pilates client. And I had to just share with her, like, hey, I am processing through these things, and I typically don't, but you know, I'm a little more chill today. I'm a little more relaxed. I still engaged, but a little more relaxed. And so, you know, just understanding that it affirmed my decisions to aggressively and assertively protect my daughters from people, family, friends, strangers, anybody, and allow them to have this innocent life, right? Allowing them to be green on the inside, but educating them about everything on the outside to increase their awareness, to increase their paying attention. And so if you're listening to this right now, it's about your awareness, not your consumption. You are responsible for your ignorance. You don't know how, you don't have to participate in certain events and experiences and lower yourself to that, but you do have to have a certain level of awareness so that nothing can infiltrate your frequency and your vibration. Nothing can bring you down. And so focus and having tunnel vision, but then you look up from something you're building and you're like, damn, I missed that because you weren't aware of what's happening in the world around you. So y'all, this daily check-in, I have a reading that I'm about to jump in and do, but I wanted to be sure. I was like, damn, I haven't talked to the Rich Life Collective today. So if you're not on the email list, get on the email list, arichbook.com. It's literally just me. It's just I am. I always struggle with saying, oh, I do this or I do that. Even people in the world, they have a struggle. Like, no, she's just Rich Book. You just gonna have to experience me. So if you're ready for a one-on-one, go ahead and check that out. Link in the bio. All the links in the bio. Follow me on social media at a.richbook. And again, I'll see you on the next check-in.